Have you ever felt?
Are you listening? Damn.
Interesting things happening in the crypto space. Bitcoin is moving forward and now it's trading around $7,300, a little bit below that. Some of the altcoins making a very strong moves recently, but majority of them are in the red area. So what is really happening these days? Let's look closer. You're watching Crypto Hamster channel. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go.
Let's go.
So very interesting things happening at the moment. You remember that we were traded around $7,000 for a while. So like already, I would say around a week. And it's very nice, again, basis for the holding above this level, above 7,000. So we were traded around 6,500 for a while, and then it was served a nice basis for the rise, I would say. So now it's the question whether this is a sort of a thing when we selling, the majority of the huge players are selling their positions which were accumulated at the area of 6,000 plus, or we are collecting more bitcoins here and we're about to sell it much higher. Personally, I believe in a second scenario, but we'll see. So let's look at some of the indicators which make me think that. First, it's interesting that again we're continuing to be traded around the same channel as we were before, and this is basically the same slope of the rise, very constant slope, and it's nice to see that because those sharp moves are definitely not organic, but now that we mostly don't have them, and this is even like a bit worrisome because what happened were all those whales which are moving price up and down very high or very low on a very short period of time, so it's not clear. However, so we're doing that and it's nice to see actually. So if we'll return back to those rails, it will be really good. Another thing which I noticed and which many people noticed in the space is the change of the shorts, and which was relatively weird. So you see, like 2 days ago there was like this little drop of the shorts with a little bit higher volume, and this was because of the higher price. The price increased quite a bit, like it was 7,000 or something, and it became like 7,250. So like when price rises, at that point shorts drops because first of the liquidation, second because of people thinking it will rise on this momentum and we will have even higher increase, so better to close the short position now and maybe open it later. So that what probably happened here. And also of course there was a lot of like significant amount of shorts on this level, so they might be just liquidated or closed by the stop orders. And what happened here, it is very interesting because you see it's the opposite process. So we had relatively small change in the price, and during this change we had enormous amount of the short orders open. So while here it was like 21,000 I think, at this point it was already 33,000 shorts. So now we're actually approaching again to the very high level that was before. So here maybe it was like 37 or something, 30, maybe 8, and now we're traded with shorts, number of shorts of 33,000. So it's about the time when it's nice to liquidate them, like make a short squeeze. So what actually happened at this point is, in my opinion, well, of course there are many versions, optional scenarios of that. Like people may say, oh, there is some kind of bearish news at this point, or insider trading, people knew that something will happen, or for example ETFs proposal from CBOE will be closed, will be rejected, and some huge players or big numbers of players found it out, and then they opened short positions because they knew that they will play these positions nicely. In my opinion, it's a bit different. So let's see. First, you see this price change a bit wasn't that high, wasn't that huge. So we basically touched this 7,300 something. So we were expected to basically be close to this level when we had this downtrend line, and we nearly touched that, maybe like a 100, 200 more, and then we'll touch it. And usually this is the area where we would expect the price go down because of the, as we discussed earlier, because of the correction as we usually have when the price touches this downtrend level. And basically, and again, there is also 200-day moving average closing around this maybe 7,000, 7,600, something like that. So probably, in my opinion, there was the area when people were expected that price will reach this sort of price point, and from this point the price will bounce off and will go down as we usually have. So this is actually was in a very nice position to open a short order, and that's probably what people did. And since you see there was a lot of the short orders which were closed, which were liquidated, maybe it's like a lot of those people who closed their short positions, they're bears, they wanted to, so they were in loss, right, because of the huge change in price towards the higher levels. So they just wanted to get some profits back or close their losses. So they were waiting for, and since by nature they were bears, they are bears, and they wanted to play short. So they waited for the better position to open their shorts, and they did it. So they were expecting that the price will drop through from this level. I would wonder how disappointed they are since the price didn't actually. So maybe it will go down. So they still have some hope. But not yet. Interesting thing is that, as you know, short positions are basically the sell orders with the borrowed money from the exchange, and it basically works like if those people had some bitcoins, they basically sold these bitcoins. And at the same time, so you see the number of shorts open, so how many people, and the volume is here is relatively huge, so how many people opened these short positions, so sold the bitcoin which they borrowed, and at the same time price even increased. It means that with this huge volume, a lot of the buyers opened their positions as well. And this is actually the market buyers, because if you look at the longs at the same time, well, let's look both. So if you look at the longs, number of longs dropped at this point. It means that this price increase wasn't, and the short rise wasn't compensated by the number of longs open. So it's basically the market buys orders. So basically it means that people were very positive about the Bitcoin rise towards a certain level, and all those shorts were compensated by the buy orders. And the consequences of that are that when the price will hold, if and hopefully when the price will hold at this level and go higher, then the short positions will be again liquidated as we had before with the $7,000 area. So, and together with the longs positions which were here, we have a very strong basis for that. So now it's sort of a very critical point for the case whether we will break above the $7,500, $600, and this will be the change of the trend, basically like a first sign of the change of the trend from the bears to the bulls area. In my opinion, very high chances to that, because if this amount of shorts didn't make this to happen, then I think that the bears are very weak these days. So basically bulls are very in strong condition. Also excuse me, Also, since we had this sort of momentum, we are climbing, and like in general, actually, if you look at the daily chart, for example, the volume is increasing. So like bulls have though this momentum, and also this trend is continuing. So probably we will continue reach to 7,000. Who knows where this stop limits are? So maybe they will actually be starting to be liquidated even rather early. We'll see. So anyway, not a financial advice, as you know, but my opinion that we will, if we will push a little bit higher, if some huge player maybe even do this, then we may have very strong, very high chances to do it better, much better. So what I would like to show you is our, of course, beloved Dogecoin, and this is another example of the most strong condition of the market. Well, that's a sort of. So you see that Dogecoin in general, it actually has a history of a lot of pump and dumps, like this. Maybe actually with Bitcoin, with respect to Bitcoin, it is better to see, but even with dollar, you can see that we have this one pump, dump, pump, dump, pump, dump, pump, dump, pump, dump, and now on this relatively weak market, we have a significant pump again. So from like 20,000, right, 200,000 satoshis to nearly what it was 60 or nearly 70,000 satoshis. So it's sorry, it's not satoshis, it's dollars. So 0.0 basically 0.2 cents to 0.7 cents, and it is what it is. It's 3.5 x for the rise, and this is comparable to the cases of the pumps before. In principle, for this weak market, it's really huge, especially for the Dogecoin, which isn't really low market cap coin. I would say it's sort of a mid cap, and a lot of the volume should be applied, a lot of the capital should be allowed entered here to make Dogecoin rise. So a lot of people are happy about that. They're expected their beloved meme coin to go up. But well, you see now it's correcting, which is usual. So it's like 0.5 cents now. Not that strong correction, but I would expect it to go even lower. Again, you see the volume around here. Basically, people say, okay, Dogecoin drops 35% as the Doge Ethereum sentiments wears off, and this is true usually. This sort of correction, I wouldn't say it's even news driven. It's basically the general behavior of the market. So anyway, this is sort of an indicator that the market is still already not that bad. Maybe we'll have it for other coins, but I would more happy that this growth will be not that parabolic wise, but like more constant, as we see with my beloved let's say what it is, Walton, right? And again it's traded a little bit correction now, because all of the coins now are in the correction, but probably will return to here. So not that bad. Looking at the Bitcoin and see how it will hold above this level. Probably if it will be able to stay around there, then we will have all the chances to move to the bull territory even in September. And with a positive CBOE ETF proposal, don't forget that this is a very strong point. We probably will have finally the strong movements of the price for all the market, and total over market capitalization will be finally again maybe $300 billion and up and up and up. So I hope that it was useful for you. Hope you got some useful information. And if you didn't subscribe yet, please do. Leave a like and comment. I would like to encourage you to do that because not so many comments here yet. So anyway, I do the reviews and market updates now every day. Please check that, and I hope to see you next videos, next episodes already from tomorrow. Safe trading, guys. Goodbye.